Alright, just in time for the end of the draft. This is EG versus Fnatic. I'm going to be casting this game from ESL 1 Hamburg 2017. This is a live cast. This is the losers bracket, so the loser of this game actually gets eliminated from the tournament with the way the group stage works here at ESL. And I think both these teams want to at least make it to the playoffs, so they're going to play their heart out here. Seems like, I'm just looking at the draft right now, Fnatic gets the first phase Lich, something they really favor. I mean, it's one of the best fives, if not the best five in the game right now until they patch. But let me just look at the drafts. Alright. From EG here, I really like the Spirit Breaker Jakiro combo already. As for Fnatic, Clockwork will be their way they deal with Spirit Breaker in the laning stage, but this is Jakiro off lane, so I feel like what EG is going to do here is just going to run at Fnatic's safe lane, this Necrolite, played by Envy. They're just going to leave RTZ do what he does in the safe lane. He should win the 1v1 matchup against Beastmaster, or at least, actually, Beastmaster is a fairly strong laner, so I feel like he can hold his own, but once Lone Druid gets level 5, I don't think there's much that Beastmaster can do in that lane, and Lich will probably be needed bottom. I see him eating a creep mid, maybe top, but eventually he'll have to go bottom, as this Jakiro will just eventually dominate the lane. But even then, the Jakiro is really good against Lich lanes. The fact that he doesn't really care about ice armor at all, so like leveling up early ice armor doesn't really do much. In addition, ice armor will not help defend the tower against Jakiro, so we'll see how things play out. But I think the laning stage is really important for both these teams, more so Fnatic. Beastmaster is a hero that's kind of snowbally, and he's hard to come back. He does really well when you get ahead, but his only option to come back into the game is to either get really good ganks off, which is hard, especially if you're behind, or split push, which EG had the answer to split push this game with the Spirit Breaker. So we'll see how things play out here. TZ will be on our safe lane Lone Druid, something that EG kind of favors. They like this hero for TZ. He's good on it, and it allows them to put a hero safe lane and not worry about it too much, so they can go ganking and get things done in the other lanes. But right now, EG probably the favorite to win this matchup. I mean, I think a far favorite. They're just looking like a lot stronger team than Fnatic. Their laning stage always looked really great, which I think will hurt Fnatic here. Fnatic is not looking too hot. They haven't, for what I've seen of them, come back from laning stage disadvantage, and that's what EG excels at. So as for their lineup here, they get the Ember Spirit mid. That did give EG some problems in the series against Secret, which put them here in the losers bracket, but I don't know about that. So it will be a mid lane 2v2 here. Fear manning up. Trade with me, bro, says Fear, and he can just heal it right back up with the Brain Sap and Excalibur. Even with this poor man's shield, is taking a ton of harass here. And of course, EG will have the advantage level 1. Notice that Fear did go for the Brain Sap because he just wants to trade at this point. There's not necessarily kill potential, even if they get the Nightmare into Arrow. And of course, Lich is always there to like remove the Nightmare so that Ember can dodge the Arrow. But a lot of action here in the mid lane, just trading back and forth. There shouldn't be any kills quite yet. On the bottom lane, it will be a 1v2, so they're going to attempt to pressure TZ a little bit here. He actually warded here, which is interesting. This is a ward that is pretty hard to deward, and it gives some good vision of Clock. Another more common ward would be right here, but he's afraid that Clock might see it. But fortunately, this ward did spot him place it, so DJ will get the D ward. But again, they don't really have kill potential onto Arteezy. They're going to attempt for something though. They're going to cog up. They got the propeller cogs. Cogs will be broken. Ohio trying to hit him from the back. Might get the bear kill here. No, it's way too tanky. Level 1 Wild Axis doesn't do that much damage, especially with the extra tower armor. And so they do not get the kill onto Ortiz, but they're going to force some regen out of him at least. As for the top lane, haven't watched this too much, but Universe should be doing fine against Ortiz. It's a little bit hard to last it on Jakiro, but seems like he's actually doing pretty good. Actually has 7 denies. And it was a dual lane, Crit and Universe together. It is putting a little bit of pressure onto Envy, but as their levels get up, this lane actually gets harder and harder for Envy. As for the bottom lane, DJ found himself in this rune, and he'll trap Ortiz in the cogs once again. But they'll have to break a path for a high to get in, and once again Ortiz will be able to get out. Ohio will be going for the Wild Axis build. I actually like this build. Well, hold on. In the middle lane, we have a charge onto Excalibur. Oh. Searing Chains will cancel it, and nothing will come of that. I thought that might be a kill, but Searing Chains was on the mark. Yeah, so what I'm talking about is this Wild Axis build. It actually provides a lot of damage output, especially against low armor heroes. Well, Lone Druid isn't that low armor, but it's still good for the damage output. Of course, the normal build was to max the Call of the Wild, but it feels weak against Lone Druid. He can kill the boar fairly easily, and that just feed him some extra gold. So he's just going to try to go for more kill potential using the Wild Axis, which is fine. Especially if he goes for something like a medallion later on. So this is a fairly slow laning stage for both teams. Not much action in any of these lanes. It's kind of just back and forth harass, trading regen. As again, there's not much kill potential in any of these lanes. Ember is fairly hard to kill with the Lich armor and the poor man's. Not gonna be able to kill him. And he's getting babysat by Pile Die. He's level 3 now. I need to go for the 1-1-1 build. Just super safe build right now. And in the top lane, Envy's farm isn't the greatest. He did go for the Basilius just to toggle it, I guess. Trying to mess with Universe's last hits, but it doesn't look like he's done that, as Universe is looking pretty good. And alright, he's missed one kill there, but we get the second kill as a charge comes in onto the mid lane. DJ wasn't there in time. He will get the cogs. Push back onto 2. He traps crit, but nothing will come of it. And now that DJ has left the bottom lane, Ortiz is doing just fine. His farm hasn't been the greatest because of the pressure onto him. In addition, the Beastmaster is a strong laner, but hold that, we're going to see a charge onto the top lane. Envy doesn't die. He will pop his Ghost Shroud and TP out. Crit's pretty low here, but Pilot Eye is fairly slow. Doesn't have any boots. Places the ward, and Crits should be fine here. That's Clockwork? Nah. That's not a kill, but it's going to be a lot of tower pressure. Universe actually going for the 2-3 build, 2-0-3 for maximum tower pressure here. Apparently they get an admin. There's some problems. Not so sure what it is. And the mid lane, Sumail is doing really good against Excalibur. A lot of it was the help coming from Fear. And even in the Lich lane, he is equal in level almost, and at a bit of a CS advantage, but it's still annoying for him. He would be a lot higher level, of course, if the Lich wasn't in this lane. So in this pause, Beastmaster will go back for 1 point into the wild. Call of the Wild. He's going for phase boots, actually. Pretty aggressive build. Normally Beastmasters either just go with the brown boots or triangles or something like that. He's going for the extra move speed and damage, which is not bad. It's pretty good if he snowballs. He'll be hitting pretty hard. Because again, he doesn't really care about the attack speed from treads. I think if you're going for aggressive Beastmaster build, phase is the best. Oh, and DJ traps Universe in the cogs here. He can't even cast a single spell, and he'll just buy out and die, pretty much. It's a good play there from DJ. Interesting, Pilot actually put 2 points in the Frost Blast here. Only level 1 in Sacrifice. Normally it's the other way around, level 2 and 1 in Frost Blast, but I guess he feels like he just needs that extra damage. And this build is not really good if you're going to play passive, so with this build it seems like Pilot Eye is looking to go for kills with DJ or Excalibur. For the moment, I think they're just going to leave Ohio do what he wants in the bottom lane. As for TZ, he is probably going the range build at this point because he bought the Killa. It's like 100% range build pretty much. Just looking at starting items, I could guess that. But Universe will come back to the top lane. So EG is not really pulling ahead as much as they normally do in the laning stage. We'll see what happens come mid game because it looks like Fnatic's looking to fight them head on. They got the Ember Spirit, they got some stacks here, and Ohio and Excalibur are going to farm it up. So both teams just trying to be efficient here and get as much as they can out of the laning stage. But I say EG is just getting a little bit more right now. Since Universe is able to lane while Ohio, he can show up under his tower, but he can't really lane directly with the lone druid. He'll die. He gets rooted up. But we see DJ trap crit into the cogs here. The Reaper's Scythe, they will get the kill. And hold on, let me just turn on the zooming real quick here so maybe he has a better view. There we go. Sumail fighting up against Excalibur in the mid lane, who's still level 5 actually. He's just gonna hit 6. The arrow will not be on the mark. Excalibur missed his first remnant there, and second one also misses, and Sumail just leaps away, who will be able to shrine up and avoids that death kind of narrowly. Oh, in the top lane, we're going to charge onto Eternal Envy, but with the Ghost Shroud, he's just fine. TP rotation was forced from DJ, so this might mean that EG can make a play elsewhere on the map, and that's the strongest part of Spirit Breaker. If you force someone's rotation, you can immediately show up, or not immediately, but you can show up another lane while they can't, so they don't have the global charge ability. Ohio just picking up some bounty runes. He's going for Shadow Blade actually. It's an interesting build up for this Beastmaster. It's pretty uncommon. Like his build is common. Well, actually no, it isn't either. Normally it's just max axes and then ignore wild, and he's going for 3 points in Call of the Wild now. So definitely is an interesting build. See how it works out. Envy actually will walk all the way back to base. He's just not feeling safe top, so he's taking a long stroll back to base, which is interesting. I mean, this means that he wants to fight surely, so he wants to get full mana. And let's see where he TPs, or if he'll walk back out. Oh, well, actually just TP back top. That's interesting. I don't know what the point of that was. He just ferried regen to him. I guess he just wasn't feeling safe. I don't know what this, yeah, their map is pretty dark. And they got this one ward here. The wards are spread out, but they're well, this one was just placed, but they're not very far on the map, so at any point EG can show up out of the fog. They're quite defensive in nature. Got 2 wards at the rune and 1 ward deep in their jungle here. Anyway, Excalibur is still farming up. They got these nice stacks for him, and he will be building into, I don't know what, he's actually quite under farmed. He can't even finish that stack. In the mid lane, Sumail is just gonna pound onto this tower. Help of Universe here as well. They're doing a lot of damage, even with the ice armor here. Arrow will not connect as the sleep got removed by Pilot Eye. Now Fear's in trouble. He gets stuck up in the cogs. Charge comes in from crit. Clockwork will fall, and so will Fear. And now Ohio is here. Gets the roar onto Sumail, but they need to follow up disable, and they will get it. The Chain Frost bounces through as well. I don't know what it's hitting onto there. I guess a bear. The bear. And it's going to be a 2-for-1 trade. They also will get the deny onto the tower most likely, and Oh, Arteezy tries to go in for the snipe, but didn't manage to get it in time. So gonna go back for it. The deny will be successful. Ohio gets that one. And they can maybe kill the bear here. They don't have mana for Searing Chains, and Arteezy will get the Savage Roar off. And he should be just fine. Clockwork is still level 5, no hook shot onto him. Universe TV is back to the top lane to defend the tower against his catapult. It actually did a ton of damage to the tower there. And I would say that trade didn't really favor either side. Sumail did die there, and they lost their tower. So slightly favored for EG, but we see the gank here onto Crit in the bottom lane. He gets trapped in the cog, and there's absolutely nothing to do here. And will fall. You know, they can push into the tower as well. They want to keep this catapult alive, though. It's fairly low. While EG in the top lane doing a push of their own. Their catapult is alive here, and it will finish off the tower, or Arteezy will actually go up. And we got a smoke onto Fear here. He's looking for Eternal Envy. He wants Sumail to come. But there is a ward here, so if Sumail just walks right up here, he will get spotted out, and Envy knows something is up. So he'll hide himself into the trees. One on the bottom lane, let's see how this push is doing. Ohio will be finishing off the tower here with DJ. DJ TP again, they want to fight in the top lane. Envy does get himself caught out, and charge comes through, and he will get taken out. Macafire committed there, and then he tried to finish off his tower, and the catapult is still alive here. Beastmaster, in the meantime, finishes off the bottom tower, and I think Paladin will have to back away. He doesn't want to get caught by the charge. Suffer the same fate as Envy. And EG taking good control of the map right now with their heroes. Doing a lot of tower pressure. The charge comes here onto Excalibur, but he is able to remnant away. He'll be going for the boots of travel. So he's looking to split push this game. And he can do so fairly safely. Spirit Breaker can never really solo kill him, and they don't have a hero that can follow up immediately until Sumail gets the refusal. But even then, we'll have to hit a good arrow to kill Excalibur. So at this point, it's pretty standard what EG is going to do. They're going to leave Arteezy up here, and it looks like he might be transition. Oh, never mind. I thought that was a Midas. He is going for the range build. So Arteezy is pretty much going to live up here. They got the wards to protect him. One ward here and one ward here next to the shrine. I'd like to see it placed somewhere up here, but I mean, it's fine. It gives more vision here in the mid lane, so it's not bad. EG is going for a gank though. Moonlight Shadow up, and see if they find Ohio. He's just hidden with the Shadow Amulet, and I don't believe they don't have detection, so he's actually just fine. This is actually giving vision as well. This is huge. They may be able to set up a gank here. I mean, Shadow Amulet Beastmaster, huh? This is... They actually have no idea if Fnatic is coming here. They're smoked up as 4. And Ohio gives them all the vision they need. They didn't use the roar yet. They actually get stunned up, so he doesn't get a chance to. Crit stuns through, and they will lose both their supports. Chain Frost bouncing, and Ohio still has his roar. He's quite low though, and I think he's going to use it here. Gets the attack off actually onto Arteezy as he actually finished his Shadow Blade midway there, but Arteezy gets the Savage Roar off with his bear, and he'll live. So it's pretty elaborate gank there from Fnatic, or counter gank maybe, if you can call it that, because EG was actually initially looking for the kill there onto Ohio until he disappeared into the Shadow Amulet right in front of their eyes, and they didn't have any detection. But and they get 2 kills there. It's only support kills. It was a big rotation, and I mean, EG didn't lose anyone important, and they're back to farming. They did draw Arteezy's rotation, so he'll give up his safe spot here in the top lane for a bit, but probably see him return there. Fnatic with a couple of aggressive wards themselves here, so they're probably looking to play down here as well, especially with Ohio. Excalibur will most likely be still pushing out the lanes and farming jungle, and be able to contribute with the boots of travel onto the Hawk or a Boar. We see Crit drop down a ward here, but it was scouted out by a Hawk, so it should be dewarded by that die. It's not quite sure if it's safe though, so we'll just drop the sentry and let the Boar deal with it. So since Arteezy was forced down here into the bottom lane, EG is going to decide to just push the tower in. Might as well. This is the last tier 1 that they can take. And I'm assuming at this point they'll go back and push out their mid lane and top lane. Ortiz does finish the Maelstrom, so he's actually quite farm. I didn't open the net worth here. Let's open it up. And we'll see that Arteezy is at the top, or near the top, and Sumail is pretty much right up there with him. They're actually pretty much the same net worth. Sumail ramping up a little bit there, but we're going to see the charge there onto Envy. They got to hold him here for a while, and they have the disables to do so. That's a charge. The Spirit Breaker ultimate into the Fiend Script, into the arrow. Sumail finishes it off. And in the meantime, though, Arteezy gets ganked in the jungle, so it's a position 1 for position 1. It's a hook shot from DJ, allowing him to secure that kill. And at the same time, Ohio is pushing out the bottom lane. He has the head start here. However, the tier 2 top's already dead, so it's not like it's going to be a tier 2 for tier 2 trade. And I don't even think they're going to get the bottom tower. Ohio will back off, and he's going for the Necro Book now. So it is the Phase Boots Shadow Blade into the Necro Book. Not a very common Beastmaster build, but it's working out for him so far. As for Sumail, he has a completed Diffusal Blade up. This is going to be really good against the Ember Spirit and the Lich. Pretty much core in this game. The Necrolite as well, of course. Looks like DJ is doing not bad on his farm. He's the top support right now in the game in terms of net worth. The rocket flare is flying out to Roshan just to make sure that EG's not doing anything sneaky. So I think that at this point, Fnatic's game plan is just to play in this area, always look to pick off heroes. And Arteezy doesn't really want to be down here, but since he TP'd down here, like to participate in this fight that didn't end up being anything, he was down here, stayed around for a little bit too long, and got caught out. And he's gonna learn his lesson now, and he's farming this area instead, which is much safer. These towers to cover him. As for Excalibur's farm, he's going for the Radiance, straight Radiance. After Boots of Travel, could work out, could backfire, and we'll see what happens. The thing is that Fnatic needs to make something happen, I feel. Otherwise, Arteezy just gets out of control, and since EG have both these towers still, I guess this tower is really low. Mid tower is fairly low as well, but they have a lot more access into the Rosh Pit area. They don't even care about this tier 2. This lane is dead to them. They can let this tier 2 go. I might go back and try to push out the creep wave and stall for a little bit, but I don't think that they'll contest this tier 2 if Fnatic goes. Well, if Fnatic goes 5, they'll probably contest just when they take the team fight. Even then, it's not that easy of a team fight for them, but it doesn't look like that's in Fnatic's plans right now. They're looking to go ganking instead. They're smoked up as 4 now. Envy shows himself on a ward. He does get pinged out while we see a hook shot into the mid lane. And Universe will actually just be forced away. He gets a nice 2-net ice path. Here comes the roar onto Sumail. DJ burning low. Fnatic's losing this fight. Move forward from Sumail. Ohio gets caught up now with a Refusal Blade, and he will go down. That's a 3-0, and EG head right into Roshan with the Blightstone. Should be fairly easy. Arteezy going to turn into the bear for this, and it's just bad time for Fnatic. They decided that this was the time to smoke up, but E was spotted out on the ward, and EG knew that something was up. They could just feel it, and they came in, was able to get 3 kills into Roshan, and now they're at a pretty significant advantage at this point. It's only 3k, but in terms of a positional advantage on the map, the towers, and of course the Aegis, they're quite far ahead right now. I think for Fnatic to come back into this game, first of all, they need to be successful in defending this push from EG that's surely coming. They're just waiting for their next set of items, I believe, or for an opportunity to get a gank or something off. Oh, speaking of gank, we see the charge onto the bottom lane. Excalibur will get caught out and right into the Fiend's Grip as well. Really good play there from Fear, allowing them to set that one up. And So I was surprised that he was going to go for the straight Radiance. He's not very survivable at all, even if he gets the Radiance. And see Sumail play around with Fnatic a little bit here, but you can see he's just not afraid at all. Against the Clockwork, Mirana's a really good hero. She's able to just leap away and doesn't provide any kill potential onto her once she gets high enough level leap. It's very low cooldown, 12 seconds. That's with Arcane Ring. Oh, they catch out Envy here. I don't know what he's doing here actually. You see Sumail playing really aggressive in the mid lane. They don't have the Ember Spirit. I think he just can't be there. So just gets caught out again. Got arrowed there, set up by the Nightmare. And now this is going to open up position for EG to go high ground. That's what I was saying before. Even though net worth advantage isn't that much, you see that EG's at a significant positional advantage. The Bear and the Catapult are going to get cogged up, their Searing Chains up together. But RTZ should just run his Bear away. He's not going to risk losing it. A lot of farming in the top lane. That Sumail will TP back to farm. And EG can still play a little bit slow. They don't want to force high ground too early. Again, they have the Diffusal Blade to remove ice armor from heroes, but they can't remove ice armor from towers. Even though it's still level 1, it slows down their push significantly. Even with the Blightstone on Arteezy. He's going for Lincoln Sphere. With the Lincolns, he doesn't have to worry about the Reaper Scythe or the Beastmaster anymore, and he can run in a little bit more fearlessly into these engagements. Because of course the Aegis is on Sumail. He does get a Lincolns of his own. So EG valuing their Lincolns this game. And we have a charge on to Ohio. He does get dusted up. However, this is TP coming in onto the creeps from Excalibur, and that will force Crit to back away. But that was a TP committed from Excalibur for nothing really. He can't even farm the wave because he didn't feel comfortable doing so against EG's lineup. Again, they don't have any vision. We put on the map here. Easily he could get Fiend's Grip or something from Fog, so he just TPs to the bottom lane and has to run away. And you need to see how safe Fnatic have to play right now. They can't afford to lose any heroes, because even losing one hero, even if it's like a Lich, they're going to be having a hard time defending high ground with just one hero missing. And you see EG is not even afraid to just group up and take this bottom tower. It's high ground that they have to be really worried about, but these tier 2s are free for them pretty much. Ohio is getting pinged out. He's getting spotted out by this EG ward that was freshly placed, but it looks like EG will be going for the high ground push right now, because they're going to go up and start attacking onto this tier 3. They got a Catapult accompanying them as well. The Bear falling really low. Excalibur wants to finish it off, but Arteezy gets the nice deny there, and he still doesn't have the Lincolns here, so he has to play fairly safe still, because if he gets roared up and maybe even Reaper Scythe, he'll die. He's not unkillable for sure, and they have the heroes to get on top of him with the Clockwork. He doesn't have a Force Staff yet. We only have one Force Staff in the game right now, yeah, and it is Jakira's. So, Crit will have a drums completed. He's going for the pipe. This is going to help them go high ground against the Lich. Pipe really huge against the Chain Frost. I think at this point Fnatic have fairly good wards on the map, but they just can't go for any ganks with the Aegis. Oh, they'll try for this one onto Universe, and they're gonna get it. Oh no, he lives. They don't have detection, and he gets away. Alright, that's so surprising that Ohio goes for a gank without detection against Mirana. I guess he thought that they would have enough damage, or anything he goes on, they would have enough damage to kill with Ember, but they just didn't. Excalibur got himself away, but Ohio won't be as lucky as he got caught out there. Got his TP canceled. Crit charges onto Envy, but he's gonna quickly back off. So at this point, EG looking like they're in a good position. I mean, Fnatic definitely are not out of it. Envy is farming pretty poorly, but they'll have the Radiance onto Excalibur soon, and looks like they're playing to scale. They just want to stall this game out as much as they can. They got a Force Staff with Envy. He's pretty much a support at this point, or like a a supporting hero. He's not doing much damage, and he's there for the Reaper's Scythe if they can get on a good target. It's all onto Excalibur and even Ohio to carry this game. I think his Envy's pretty hard to kill with his build, so he's there as just kind of semi-frontliner and just create a wall in these team fights that usually have to get past. So Ortiz will finish up his Lincoln Sphere. That's 2 Lincoln Sphere for EG, but you see a hook shot here onto Universe, but Fear comes in with the sleep on Clockwork. He can't get the cog off, and oh, Fear actually turns around. Fiend's grips up Ohio after the lure comes out, and the Reaper Scythe will hit onto Fear, and he will go down, but we're gonna see a trade for DJ. Maybe no. Bear actually was not able to finish off DJ as it has no items, and he will live. We got a charge onto Ohio. He's really low, and they will miss the arrow. Ohio still manages to die as Smale gets the auto attack in, and they'll just purge the Flame Guard off of Ember Spirit, and Highlight die. He's in a lot of trouble, and he will go down. Crit did die to the Ember Spirit. But once again, it's only 2 supports for off lane and a support, and putting more pressure onto Fnatic. Of course, that still favors Fnatic, I believe. Well, actually, it doesn't. Alright. Yeah, so again, EG is getting further and further ahead. The problem is breaching high ground, but they're able to farm everything at this point. They don't really have to worry about much. Ganking potential from Fnatic is quite limited. With all these Lincoln Sphere on EG's heroes, Ohio really has no way to cancel it. He has to summon his Necro Book, pop the Lincolns with the Necro, and then Aurora, which at that point EG will have time to react for sure. He's placing the wards for his team there. Team player, Highlight die, of course, will have no items. He's about to reach level 12, so as a Lich, sometimes you're just really poor, but at least you'll stay caught up on levels because of sacrifice. So Ortiz's next item will be the Mjolnir. He's buying out for it. Universe buying utility items, actually going for the Blink Dagger. Ohio maybe getting caught out here. Smael scouting him out with the Invisor, and he did complete a Hurricane Pike actually, so he'll have 2 ways to protect himself from the cogs. They're getting caught up. Because again, he can't leap while rooted from the Ember Spirit, so this is going to allow him to either push the Ember back or force himself away. Can save his teammates as well, so this is really a value item against Clockwork. EG will see that Roshan is up, and they're going to go for it. I don't think this is going to be contested by Fnatic. They'll know what's going on, and they'll want to contest it. I don't think they're going to give EG this, and they will. They TP in Ember Spirit, and that will scare EG away. Excalibur was spotted out under this Radiant Ward, and they're actually going to go with the wraparound Moonlight Shadow, and they're actually going to catch... No, Excalibur is fine. Manages to fog the Spirit Breaker, and EG gets caught out. Searing Chains used onto Samael, but he will force away, or I'm not sure if that's his own force. Yep, it was. DD will expire, so EG didn't get to use the opportunity. This DD rune on Mirana to make anything happen, whether it was Roshan or a team fight. But I think like they're still looking to fight here. Oh, the bear gets caught out, and it will get focused down. Ohio getting the kill there, I think. No, it might have been Excalibur actually got it with the Radiance. And EG really want this Roshan, but they can't just straight up go for it. Again, Fnatic have really good vision in the Raj Pit area, something that I didn't really mention before, but Fnatic have good vision heroes here, like the Beastmaster and the Clockwork. They always have eyes in the team fight as long as they're using their scouting abilities properly. And Excalibur TP's the bottom lane. He's just gonna split push it out, maybe force someone from EG back, but then he can't play too far ahead, and he'll get himself caught up, and he actually might be forced into a team fight here as Envy gets caught up. He does manage to live, but he's gonna be Fiend's Grip up. The Fiend's Grip gets cancelled, but Sumail jumps in, and he's gonna clean up the fight. That's 3 kills already, but in the back line, EG lose their 2 supports. to Excalibur. He gets wheels into the air, pushed back from Artesian. They have the damage output to finish him off before he can cast any spell. Envy coming back in with a buyback, but now he's looking to die a second time, and that's going to be a triple kill for Arteezy, and it just doesn't seem like Fnatic have the answers to EG's course. Sumail and Arteezy have really long range at this point, and that's even before the Dragonlance on Arteezy, and they have all these heroes creating space for them in the front line. And even in these fights, they're losing their supports. The damage output from Sumail and Arteezy is enough to clean up the heroes before they can get caught out. I mean, Arteezy has been on point with his usage of Savage Roar in this game, and I just don't really know what Fnatic does. Envy just dies back here, so he's going to have no item progression, and at some point Fnatic's going to fall too far behind in farm to take fights with EG, especially with his Aegis and Cheese onto them. So their only play right now, I would say, is some type of split push to force EG to split up, and then maybe look for pickoffs potentially. And we're going to see that right now as Ohio sneaks himself all the way to the bottom lane. DJ is here as well as Excalibur TP's onto the Beastmaster's animals, and they will get a kill there onto crit, but again, he's just a support. None of these kills that Fnatic are getting are meaningful. Like, the kill score looks fairly even, but if you look at who these kills are actually on, it's just crit, fear, and universe. Arteezy and Sumail only have 2 kills, or 2 deaths between the two, and they've done a really good job of staying alive and dishing out damage in these fights. You can't really say the same for Envy, who's pretty much a support at this point. As I said before, he's just there as a pseudo frontliner to create some space for his Ember to do damage. Ember is not really doing that quite yet because he can't really commit either. He's purchased the BKB, I believe, so let's see if that will allow him to man up. Of course, they still have a lot of disables to BKB. They have a ton of disables to BKB, actually, both their supports, with ways to stun him. So they'll still have to be very careful. As for Arteezy's next item, he goes for a BKB, which means that he's pretty much immortal. Again, with the BKB Lincolns, he's not going to get his Lincolns canceled, so Roar, not a problem for him. Even if he gets hook shotted, he can man up, or someone can force him away. And if he BKs Bs, he can man up for sure. Sumail's next item will also be a BKB, so with these 2 BKBs, EG will probably be looking to go high ground. Again, Fnatic still playing the waiting game. They're 13k net worth behind here, and I'd say they've been slightly behind since the laning stage, but now it's more than slight as the push is coming through the bottom lane, and it looks like this time EG will be looking to commit. Again, high grounding is not easy against Fnatic's lineup because of the Lich armor, but this tower was the lowest tower. Crit trying to get his ultimate onto somebody there, but I believe it was the Ember Spirit who disjointed it. And they will finish off the tower. Actually, it gets denied from Envy there. Nice timing on that. And now Fnatic might be looking for something, but they can't really go on to EG. They have 2 BKBs first of all, and the Aegis and Cheese as well. So Fnatic will have to just stay content with sitting in their base. Excalibur can split push to his heart's content, but we're going to see the charge onto him. You just be careful. If someone else can get here, they will. Ice pass nicely timed, but fortunately crit won't be there in time to follow up with his disable, and Excalibur will get out, but he's not canceling the charge. They might be actually looking for the kill onto him here. No, charge was canceled. Excalibur does have a BKB, so he is going to be able to man up in these fights, but again, he still has to be very careful of this Fiend's Grip and Spirit Breaker ultimate as well. So I don't know what Fnatic does here other than split push. I've been saying this for like the past 10 minutes now, but I think that's actually their only game plan. Even if they try to teamfight against EG, it's just way too difficult, especially with the Aegis on Arteezy. It will expire, but EG taking the fight to Fnatic at this point Moving out the Aegis. They're maybe looking to go higher in here. I'm not so sure if this is good or not, but Samael jumps in. He's really deep in the fight, but with the BKB, he doesn't really care. DJ will fall, immediate buyback from him, but they're actually not able to kill anyone. Excalibur is looking for blood now. Searing Chains only hits onto Samael. Keep in mind they still have the cheese on Arteezy, and they'll only lose one. Well, it turns out to be what, a 1-for-1 trade with Fnatic having to buy back DJ. I would say that definitely favors. Wait, hold on. Oh, the Aegis onto Samael. Oops. Also, they still did have the Aegis up. So that's less surprising why they would push there. So, are we gonna have to wait for another Aegis? Because EG is not, though. They're Moonlight Shadowing. I think at this point they feel like Fnatic might feel safe because they definitely kept timing on the Aegis. And at the same time, if Fnatic is going for a gank, they're wanting to be ready to meet it up head to head with this Moonlight Shadow, but it will not be a gank coming in from Fnatic. It looks like Ohio just wants to get back in position to go for some split push plays, and might result in a kill onto Fear here, who's trying to regroup with his team after respawning. Ohio doesn't scout out Fear though. He managed to sneak by, and if he continues walking and just follows the rest of his team, he will be able to get out just fine, and he will. Ohio summons a boar and he'll TP back to base. DJ hiding in the trees. Something interesting is he actually went for the Orchid. I was wondering who had the Orchid. I swore I heard it. I'm like, who the heck has an Orchid in this game? And it turns out to be the Clockwork. Interestingly enough, and I don't even know what the Orchid does here. They already have 2 Lincoln Sphere and 2 BKBs. I mean, I guess he can hook and silence Pain. I don't know. Really weird itemization decision from DJ. Like Force Staff, I mean anything. He's going for the Force Staff next, but I don't know why he would rush an Orchid when that hero is so easily countered and the Orchid's coming still fairly late. Again, like his ability with Battery Assault to cancel these heroes' animations like Spirit Breaker and Jakiro is enough. I don't know why he needs to silence them as well. But we'll see, we'll see. So game slows down once again. EG attempts a smoke or something like that, but it will not be successful. Fnatic playing fairly safe, but as time goes on, Samael and Arteezy getting more and more farm. They're pretty much playing the hard carries of the team right now, while everyone else is sacrificing their farm a little bit more or less to make sure that Samael and Arteezy can farm freely. It is pretty much free farm. They can't really be touched with these Lincoln Spheres. Ohio will still not have a way to cancel it, so from this point onward, because of these Lincoln Spheres, EG is immortal in terms of being able to split push. So it's absolute free farm on Arteezy and Samael. They can farm pretty much anything they want. And EG are grouping up right now as 5. Looks like they're looking for something, but I don't know what it is. It's not a smoke, as they don't have one currently on them. But they're just staying together, making sure they don't get picked off, because that is one way they lose this game if they split up too much and they get picked off by the Beastmaster. Again, they most likely won't lose one of their cores, Mirana or Lundred, but they might lose their supports, which will open up more potential plays for Fnatic. So instead, they're just going to play it safe. Not split up too much. Again, Ember Spirit's fairly strong if they are split up, and Excalibur is able to get a decent amount of farm on the map. I would say it's not absolute free farm because he still has to be very careful of the Spirit Breaker coming in and the Bane, of course. I mean, he's died once to that, but he does have somewhat free reign over the map to get his farm up, and he does have a haste rune, so it's gonna pop that one, or does no? He did pop it. Places it with a regen rune, but EG looking to go for a gank here. They get the sleep onto DJ, and he has no chance of surviving there. They drop the Macrofire as well, and Crit finds Ohio, but Was it actually Ohio finding Crit as he gets the roar there, burns all of Crit's mana. However, Ohio is in a lot of trouble now. Universe comes in with these slows, and they come in with the charge as well. The Ice Path just to finish him off. That's going to be 2 kills for EG. In the meantime, though, Excalibur being a nuisance, always pushing in this EG lane. They always have to be looking down bottom and making sure that their high ground's not dying or something through Catapult Army or Ember Spirit. Buyback was forced from Ohio. EG looking to go high ground now. Again, they don't have the Aegis. It's spawning in 30 seconds. So they might back off after this tier 3, but no, they're feeling strong. DJ is still dead for 14. He doesn't have buyback either. We got that triple arrow from Marana, and it hits onto Ohio, but they're not going to go for it. Instead, they take the racks and back away, playing it safe. And at this point, I feel like EG will just win the game. Fnatic still holding on their call, but Ohio had to buy back there, which is quite unfortunate. And that means that he's not going to finish his item, which is relatively important. And not only does Halberd allow him to cancel someone's Lincoln Sphere, but it also is fairly strong against both Marana and Lone Druid if he wants to use it on them. Of course, he'll have to wait for the Lincolns. But we got EG here, they're smoked up, looking for some type of play, and they'll find it on the Ember Spirit. They're just going to Fiends grip him up. No one was there with the save. The arrow hits onto Envy, and this is looking to be game. I mean, triple arrow from Samael doing a lot of work. That's actually so obnoxious to play against in the late game. There's just 3 arrows, and you just feel like you're playing bullet hell shooter or something like that. You're like thread the arrows, and GG will be called by Fnatic, and EG take this game. Good game, well played. EG made this look pretty simple. I mean, Fnatic is definitely not the favorite to win this series, but EG making it look easy. I mean, laning stage went fairly even, but you can always tell that EG was slightly ahead just because of their lineup and their ability to take towers. Ohio wasn't able to go bottom lane anymore once their TZ got level 5. There's a problem for them as well, as instead of pushing into the tower or being annoying, he just had to go back and like jungle up a little bit, even dual jungling with his Ember at some point. While in the meantime, EG was looking for ganks on the map. The Spirit Breaker, they were able to transition that into tower kills very quickly with Lone Druid as well as Jakiro. And Samael was able to free farm the entire game pretty much. He had a fine lane in the mid lane, even with the Lich there. Ember Spirit can't really do much, especially with a Lich support and a Clockwork against a Marana. He's going to be able to live every time. Marana had a really good matchup this game against a Necrophos. She's a good diffusal buyer. I mean, I wouldn't say she's a counter to Necrophos, but she was able to get a very early diffusal, in addition to Envy not having that good of a game. I mean, he wasn't able to do anything. Envy got shut down pretty hard. Fuse was also really good against Ember Spirit, so it's a pretty good game to beat Marana. And her TZ built to farm up, got the Mjolnir, and was able to just get super fat. And it was an easy victory from there. They had a couple of really good Fiends grips set up as well, and they just outmaneuvered Fnatic on the map. I mean, it was an easy game for Fnatic to play, but we've seen teams come back against EG like Secret and other teams as well. I forgot what Chinese team knocked them out of PGL. Check that out. Or no, it wasn't Chinese, it was Immortals. Or was it Immortal? No, it was LGD. I knew it was a Chinese team. Yep, so it's going to be it for this game. It was just game 1. I'm not sure if I'm going to cover game 2. I'm quite tired. I just want to watch that and chill. But it was a solid game from EG, and I'll see you all in my next cast, which I don't know when it is. So, peace out.